Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV, the Magpie Channel podcast. It's Tuesday. It's 7 p.m. We're live at the brewery.
Yeah, episode 19.
It's coming in thick and fast. So you might have thought, the season's over now. These podcasts, the topics are getting even heavier. There's so much to talk about. As you can tell, we're in the national kits tonight. Well, one of us is.
Someone is.
Someone's repping a different country. Got the old Hungry badge on there.
We'll dive into that later on.
Got the Hungry cap on. Yeah. Mr. Hungry's in the house.
Hungry.
I've got the England one on. Getting ready for Sunday's big game. We are going to talk about the start of the Euros. This Friday, Germany, Scotland begin the big tournament. But our predictions are to come further in the podcast. Loads and loads of transfer topics to talk about. So we'll dive into them ASAP. Shout out everyone that's tuned in already. Please do drop a like, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, they are available to listen on there as well. And as always, you can scan that QR code in the top corner of your screen if you fancy a delightful beverage.
Ooh, some good stuff. Should have Time Crisis. I'm on the Citra, I think I am. The classic.
The classic. I'm on the X-Ray Ice tonight. Beautiful pale ale. Shout out Aaron and Matthew are already locked in. John, Ari, lads. Ask this question to Matty on Insta on the Magpie Channel. I'm going to set a Euro Dream Team League up. Maybe. I might look into doing that tomorrow, I suppose. We had the Premier League one.
I think we did last time, didn't we, to be fair?
We should do it, to be fair. Why not? I'll try and do that tomorrow.
I'm sure we did, but that was like 3 years ago, and I can't remember last night. So,
yes, Matty, good to see you and Keg looking good and healthy. Cheers, Luke. I'm feeling good, healthy.
Yeah.
Luke, I can see you've got a boxing image in your profile picture there. I've been doing up Conor McGregor today, roundhouse kicks to the face, Muay Thai training, good stuff. We've been flying today. Shout out Jimmy, who's a member. Even and gents, what's that footy tap you've got on, Keg?
Hungary, mighty Magyars.
There we go. We're going to get into them, who many are tipping to be the dark horses.
We'll see about that.
2024. I've already did a video today, Keg. I talked about the Lloyd Kelly news, which was broke this morning by the main man, Romano, and then Sky Sports picked up on it. Deal agreed in principle for 5 years with an option of a 1-year extension for the free agent Lloyd Kelly to the Mags. And medical is expected in the coming days.
Excellent.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it's been a bit of an ongoing saga considering the transfer window isn't even open yet. But we've been talking about this pretty much since before the season ended. Like, this link's been set in stone for a long time. And I think it was pretty much guaranteed that it was going to get done, unlike the Toon deal where we thought someone might come and jump in. Like, it's been pretty much smooth sailing with this one. So, yeah, good signing, good squad depth, good defensive option forward. Versatile. So, yeah, buzzing with it. Just as soon as it gets done, because like there is always that sort of thing with Toon, and like unless a deal's actually done and signed, like verbal agreements mean fuck all these days. Like, Toon had one, but it means now. So unless there's some ink on the paper, it means now to me. So,
now you.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as we can get this one done, get him in for his medical, get the deal done before like the Euros, so we can crack on with other interests. Like, you don't want it to be like an ongoing saga, not for a bloody free transfer. No. So yeah, the quicker we can just get it nipped in the bud, get him signed, crack on with the rest, and happy days.
Happy days, because there is people that aren't so happy.
Yeah.
And people a bit underwhelmed. Kelly, how's he managed a 6-year? Even Ian there saying give his agent a pay rise, 6-year deal. What is he, 25?
Yeah, he's 24, maybe he's now 25.
So mid-20s, getting a 6-year deal.
Was it 6? I thought it was 5.
5 with an option of 1 more year.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
So guaranteed to be until 2029.
Take him on the next ball, dumb it.
That's all. I made that joke in the video. Yeah, I thought, he's took his place.
You will be,
Giving out massive contracts to anybody that takes his place.
Because people have said that he has had a few injury problems in the past and all, like from being so young. Like, you don't want him to be Paul Dummett, but the other day, hopefully he doesn't end up being like a Hendrick or a Hayden or like a Saive or bloody Ashraf Lazar, like big contracts that you can't get out of. No one wants to buy them. So yeah, by the time he's 30, he's crocked. He's had a broken leg for the past 4 years. That's no good. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't end up like that. Touch wood. Hopefully that one doesn't go through like that. But yeah, I think he should be a good servant forward if he stays that long. Like, hopefully he stays fit that long. That's the main thing. Whether he can, because that's where
we need.
Because that's where his price tag will go down if we do want to get rid of him. Like, if he's going to cost a bit too much for his injury prone, then people are like, not for him. You'll have to release him when he's 32 years old and played about 6 games in 4 years.
Because how much do you think he would have been worth if he wasn't a free agent. I've seen Bournemouth fans saying he'd be about 30 million.
It's a good question because I think a few bigger teams were after him. Like he's been like a hot property for
AC
a couple of years. Like yeah. I think Roma were interested in him, but even like a couple of years ago, I think Man United and stuff have been in for him. Like when he was a little bit younger, but he's hot property, and now he's a few years older. He's been like a solid player, a bit of a leader in that Bournemouth team. So I don't know. I was going to say around about 20. But then again, it's sort of like supply and demand. Maybe his true values, maybe he's around about 20, but you're not going to sell your favourable players at market price, are you? You're going to up the price a bit to ward people off them. So if they say they're 130 and say Tottenham, Man United were willing to pay it, then he could have gone for 30 million to be fair. But yeah, I think his true values maybe is around about the 20 million mark. So even if we signed him, I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Like people have been bitching him on, and he's not a good signing. He's fucking free.
Better done it. Better Richie.
Even if we spent 10, 12 million on him, I'd have been like mint. I think he's good. Like I say, versatile, experienced, leadership, still young. What's not like?
Some people, though, this is where sometimes the takeover can be a bit of a demise in the sense that people have high expectations now for signings.
Yeah.
And even though we've talked
we need
on
to
end
get
and end about financial fair play, it's not FIFA career mode. You can't just go on and spend 50 million on every single
should we sign fucking Sergio Ramos? Should we scan and sign Nesta fucking 20 years ago? Like, the world doesn't work that way. And like you say, rightly, we're in the financial fair play world. Yeah, I think this pisses me off now because I think someone mentioned it in the comments last week. Like people are like, oh, he's not starting 11, so what's the point? He's taking the fucking piss. Did you see our team last year?
Yeah. Like, what are we complaining about every week?
Other than sort of Leicester in 2016, who had a pretty solid starting 11 all the way through. Starting 11s win you fuck all. You need a deep, solid squad with versatile options, reliable options. And for me, Kelly is that. Like, he doesn't go into my starting 11, but we know Botman's going to be out for until about December, January. He's a left-sided centre-back, can fill in left-back, where we've also had issues. Hopefully Lewis Hall stays fit. But yeah, he comes in there. He provides competition for Burn, competition for Hall. He's a solid option. And free in the FFP world is mint.
Steal for me. What I like as well, and you mentioned there, that problem on the left side, that left back. How many times have we said, oh, Burn's been quite there. Oh, he's too slow there. Or the ball over the top. Best thing about Lloyd Kelly from looking at clips of him and seeing him on TV throughout his time at Bournemouth, and most importantly, listening to Bournemouth fans, they're talking about his recovery with his pace, how quick he is, how good he is at reading the game. We haven't got anyone else who can do that. Really, I know Lewis Hall's coming through, but who can come in at centre back while we've got these big injuries. It's a no-brainer for me. I think
it's just one injury away from him getting the starting 11. Like
exactly.
Say Hall goes out, you can maybe put Burn left back, whoever you fancy, Kelly centre back, vice versa, or either way, it doesn't really matter. 6 and 2 3s, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not far off. He's a reliable option off of the bench. If we need to rotate, thankfully we haven't got not thankfully, unthankfully, but you know what I mean. We haven't got Europe next year, so like there's not as many games, not as like a hectic schedule. So hopefully we're not as stretched as we were last year. So yeah, he'll come in, start the odd few games, reliable option off the bench, class. Yeah, like there's absolutely nothing to grumble about there.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it indeed, and we've done well getting people from Bournemouth for me. I know obviously Eddie Howe was out of a job, but he made his reputation at Bournemouth. Callum Wilson we got from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy. I'm happy with Lloyd Kelly. Bring in Lloyd Christmas.
There is another one that was on a free. I know he's on the list, or maybe we'll just skip on to that now while we're on the subject.
Going for it.
Brian Fraser was a freebie from Bournemouth, who obviously hasn't worked out very well, but at the time, like only a year ago before we signed him, like big teams like Arsenal and Chelsea were looking at £25 million deals for him because he led the league in assists, I think, the year beforehand.
Yeah,
like,
he was class that year,
he was really, really highly rated as one of like the best left wingers like in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like big teams were after him, big transfer fee, and we got him on a free. And that seemed like such a massive coup that day. Like, granted, it didn't work out for him, and that could be again, touch wood, the direction that Kelly ends up going into, but I believe he's better than that. He's younger, so and fits into a role where I think he can get the best as like a sort of squad rotational option. So yeah, I think Kelly's. Whereas like Fraser was coming in, like it's like quite a big name at the time, so like we expected him to be pretty much starting 11. Like obviously under Brucey when we were shite. So But injuries hampered him, and then we started to get other players in that replaced him, and he just didn't really find his feet. He ended up getting a good run of games and then getting injured again, so he never really got the true momentum. So we never got what Arsenal for 25 million were looking at that time. We never really got that player.
No,
which is why now he's still in contract, but looking like he's on his way to Southampton, where he spent last season on loan to get them promoted from the Championship. So.
And they're loving him down there. To be fair, and sometimes players just don't
Ryan
do
Fraser.
well.
I want him to do well. Yeah, he didn't click at us, which is disappointing because I thought he was a brilliant free signing. If Southampton like him and he's happy to go down there, I think one of the reasons why he left the South Coast.
Was it down south?
Yeah, he wanted to leave the South Coast of Bournemouth to come closer to Aberdeen.
Aye.
And now he's gone the other way. Got a different South Coast team. Never mind. Maybe he thought, fuck me, no, I'll go back down south. But yeah, if he's happy there and they want him back in the Premier League, obviously, so he doesn't have to play in the Championship, which he might have seen as a bit of a downgrade at the time, back in the Premier League. So happy days. If they think he's Premier League proven and experienced and they want to take him off of our hands, then brilliant. I think it works in all three parties. Fraser's probably happy, we're happy, Southampton's happy. So, brilliant deal. Goes all the way around.
I am, because, yes, we don't know what the fee is yet. Probably very minimal.
Not a lot.
Again, profit though, because got them for free.
Yeah, exactly.
And the main thing is the wages off the book, man. Getting these wages off the book. This is the summer where we're going to get into some outgoing links soon. It's just clearing out the players that have been here for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's clearing out that deadwood, in essence. They're getting these big wages off the books. Yeah. Your Hendricks, your Richies, your Dummets, even Karius wasn't on much, but it all adds up. This is millions of pounds you're saving. Yep. You can then put back
wages, even if it is a minimal fee. I would like to think optimistically we could get 5-6 million for Ryan Fraser, but we're never going to get that. I think we'll be lucky to get $1 million for him.
1.75 mil FM.
Yeah. But to be fair, like I say, we got him for free and he's on big wages. So even if it's $1 million or less, champion. Pocket it, get rid of the wages, see you later.
I'm interested to see how he gets on, to be fair, because he's done really well there, but it was the Championship. So let's see how he tests himself in the Premier League, where he hasn't really done much for quite some time now. Thanks though, Ryan. I'll take that transfer and good luck.
Best of luck, yeah.
I'll be down there, Southampton away next year. My allegiance to
connections.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, not really. It's an absolute mission. But as close as Tokyo, Southampton. It's a good 6 hours on the train. Hey, but we'll do it anyway. So let's dive into those outgoings that are on the verge of happening. We'll mention Ryan Fraser, another one that came out this morning. Again, this is a player that's been at the club for years. Had to step in last year because of injuries to Nick Pope. Martin Dubravka. Linked to a move to Scottish giant Celtic. Yeah. They're looking at replacing Joe Hart with Dubs.
I forgot / didn't know that Hart had retired, to be fair.
I did not see it. To be fair, I only seen it because BBC were posting all the celebrations on his last game.
Yeah, I might have done, but it might have just kind of slipped my mind. So when I seen that link, I was thinking, why is the Celtic? Like Joe Hart's having a cracker there. But to be fair, that's another one that I could see working really, really well because Joe Hart's career was pretty much in the pan. Before he went to Celtic. Celtic kind of rejuvenated him a bit, and no disrespect to the Scottish standards, but it's not great. But that's the kind of level that Dubravka could play at because I still think he's a good goalkeeper. I think we mentioned it a few weeks ago. He could easily be in the sort of bottom half of the Premier League. I think he's still a Premier League quality goalkeeper. But you get into the SPL and you'll look class. I think you'll look really, really good there. 35 years old, probably only got a couple of years max left in his prime. Well, is he still in his prime? Maybe he's a bit past his prime. You can get a still good couple of years out of him, and that's fine. I say Joe Hart's just went and ended his career there and looked really, really good. Won a shit ton of trophies. So I think that could be a really good move for Martin Dubravka, and I think he will really excel in Glasgow. So I think that's a nice move for him.
I think that's a class move for him, and I think at 35. It's one of the best moves you can get. You're going to play in front of some mad, passionate fans. Big sold-out stadiums. Massive. You'll be able to play 3 Champions League group games before they get knocked out. So you get a little bit of experience. So I think that's a tremendous move for him, to be fair.
I couldn't really have handpicked a better one, to be fair. Southampton would have been a good shout, but you haven't got as big a stadium, as big a fan base, European football, guaranteed trophies. And you'll look mint like Joe Hart did. I think you'll look really, really good there. So I think it's a brilliant move.
Yeah, I do as well. And listen, he's still going to be in the Euros this year, Dubravka, so he's still having a good career, to be fair to him. He's still having a good career, to be fair to him. And again, I thank him for his services over the years, but I think what we're seeing last season was, done. Need an upgrade. And that upgrade is going to be in the shape of James Trafford, to be fair, Keg. So before we go on the next couple of rumours that'll be leaving Newcastle United, What do you make of the Trafford news then? So terms agreed with the player himself.
Yeah.
Fees ongoing talks with the both clubs there to see if we can reach an agreement. Apparently it's going to be about 15, 16 mil, rising to 19 million with add-ons.
Yeah, because I think I've seen that we were willing to offer about 16 and they were looking for a bit more towards 20. So if they'll accept 20 plus like 3-4 million add-ons, then cracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they paid 15 million for him.
Yeah.
Rising to 19 as well. So they're going to at least want to make the money back.
And only a year ago now, like, exactly. They've only had 1 year's worth out of him, and I think he got injured towards the back end of last season now, didn't he?
He was dropped, and then he had a bit of injuries as well.
Yeah. But no, I think he's a good talent. He's young. I don't know if he'll come straight in and replace Pope or just provide competition for him, but I think eventually he'll be his replacement because he is still so young.
21.
Pope, not as much. Like, he's not as old as Dubravka. He's only like 31, 32. But for me, I feel like Pope was due a replacement anyway. I felt like that way for a good year or two now, to be fair. Like, after his first season got with top 4, I was thinking, I don't know about Pope. Like, I'm not like convinced on him. Like, I know he's not long term. Maybe it's particularly due to his age. So replace him with another Burnley goalkeeper.
Love rated.
Due to relegation again. So yeah, maybe. I think maybe it's not like the sexiest. I think everyone was maybe a little bit more happy with Mamadishvili.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I do quite like Trafford. I haven't seen a whole lot of him, but remember, he didn't even concede a goal while England won the Euros.
Amazing.
Yeah, was it 21 Euros just a year ago? Didn't even concede a goal. Had a double penalty save in the last minute against Spain. Like, absolutely incredible. And like, he is a good, promising goalkeeper. I think he's got still a bit of work to do. Like, he's far from a polished article, but give him a couple of years. Like, that's why I don't know if you hire him in over Dubravka straight away. Pope, sorry. I don't know if you hire him in over Pope straight away. You can do. I mean, is it an upgrade? Maybe. Yeah, I think it could be. But particularly when you give him a couple of years more to mature, then yeah, I think it absolutely will be. I think it'll be a pretty good signing for him.
I think he will come in as a 2, learn off Pope, learn off the coaches, and then probably next summer.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of game time, like cup games and stuff.
Games,
like if anything happens to Pope, which it did this year,
probably will.
Suspensions,
Pope
injuries,
never goes a season without missing a few games, like whether it be for slightly tackling someone with his heat or.
So obviously he fills in as your number 2, solid, reliable number 2. Probably will see some Premier League action, but you hire him in all the cup games. That's plenty of games. You're going to play at least a dozen times this season, then take over a year afterwards. I think that's a good development move, to be honest. A good strategy.
Could be looking at another future England player in the ranks.
Yeah,
we've got Tino.
We're a bit stretched for goalkeeper now. Like after Pickford, like that's a bit of a void there, isn't there? Really.
What's that?
After goalkeeper.
Well, you got Ramsdale, who no thanks. John Stone is just bang average. Pope, who's good, but he has
and then Trafford's he was in the provisional squad, wasn't he? So he's already got his nose in the door. So I think he could be the future.
Well, everyone knows because obviously that record, like you mentioned, at the under-21s was outrageous. Not conceding a single goal. And that double penalty save is always going to put you down in history. To win it in the final, a double penalty save. And then I seen a clip yesterday that I'd never seen before, which was brilliant, was Cole Palmer. So when the penalty was getting taken by the Spanish striker, he turned to the bench, and obviously they were doing this like behind the scenes thing, and he turned and said to Emile Smith-Rowe, he's going to save this.
I think I've seen that at the time. I haven't seen it resurface, but I think I've seen it at the time.
He's guaranteed he's going to save this. And everyone's like, what? He's like, I'll definitely save this. Then he saves it. He's like, well, I tell you. He says, you don't realise how good he is. Cole Palmer's like, you don't understand how good he is. He's absolutely unreal. Because obviously he's grew up playing with them at City's academy and with England and that. So, yeah, bags of potential. That's mainly what the money's going on. But then that could be a competition for Pope. And it looks like that one could get done in the next few weeks, really, with James Trafford swapping Burnley for Newcastle.
Yep.
On to the other possible outlets then, players that could be leaving this summer. The one that I hope personally is going to happen, mainly due to financial fair play and because we need...
shit.
Yeah.
That's what you want to say. Yeah. I'll say it for you. Yeah. I'll pull it out for you. There you go. He's a bit shit.
Goals and assists just aren't strong enough part of his game, unless it's Halloween. He has a good 7 weeks or something. Miguel Almiron, again, Fabrizio Romano reporting today that Newcastle are open offers for the Paraguayan winger because of FFP. They're looking at him as being one of the biggest sellable assets this transfer window. So Miggy, obviously, We had that offer from Saudi, Al-Shabaab, in January, £30 million. Yeah. Cheers, Miggy, for not leaving. Selfish. Could have sorted your family out with a bit of generational wealth there. I'd rather stay in the Toon. Cheers, mate. So hopefully they come back in this summer. Yeah. But it's not just Saudi that are now linked with Miggy. Got a bit of European interest there from everywhere, at least Spain. Because I tell you what, Miggy would be good in Spain.
I think he'd be
go to
La Liga.
Go to La Liga. You'll be sound. Go to Real Betis or something. You'll be like, look at Hoslu and Jose Perez in the Spain Euro squad. Miggy, man, you'll be a America captain soon. Get yourself to Spain, you'll be flying.
I think he'd fit in La Liga. I think that would be like his style. I think he'd be really good there.
Yeah, I think it would suit him because he'd probably get a bit more time in front of goal where he's not snapshotting and stuff. So, do you reckon that Almiron will be sold this summer? Who do you see potentially coming in from, and what fee do you think we can command?
Who I don't know, and quite frankly, don't give a shit. But like I said, I do think a top European move would be good, particularly Spain. I think it would really, really thrive there. Maybe it's Italy, I think he could fit in like Inter Milan or something like that. I think he'd like a top Spanish or Italian team. I think it'd thrive there. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be sort of like a mid-level one. I think a top one, I think he'll do a good job. Like I say, financially, he could do a lot worse than going to Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, if you want to go and get your money, go get it, fool. But
he's not young either, you know. He might look like he's 13, but he isn't. He's 30s.
That's the thing.
Take that money.
Was about 24 million on him at the time. He was a club record fee in 2019 when he was about 24, 25 years old. Good age now. Like, he's going to be 30 this year, and yeah, he's just been. He reminds me in so many ways of Jose Perez in the sense that he just never really connected with the English game for me. Like, then again, purple patches. Jose Perez went through purple patches just like Almiron did. But
if you see Miggy's highlight reel, you can make him look like
God,
Messi. Some of the goals he has scored. Some of the volleys and that.
Few and far between. Like, so I think he was a lot like Jose Perez. Just took a bit too long to adapt. Wasn't either strong enough or quick enough. Like, Almiron's got the pace. I think Perez didn't. Neither one of them's really that strong. Yeah, just not consistent enough, not strong enough. Like, would look amazing in Spain. So yeah, if it's a top Italian team, a sort of mid-level Spanish team, or any Saudi Arabian team, I think it could fit in any one of them. Or if it was like a Leicester again, like if you've done like a Jose Perez and went to Leicester, could do well for a different Premier League team. Like, he's a good player. It's just he's just been frustrating for us. Like, yeah, them purple patches are far few and far between. Not good enough. Not versatile enough. Cannot cut in. Cannot use his right foot, which pisses me off as a footballer.
So annoying.
Yeah, he's just annoying. He's really frustrating.
Oh, he is.
Does me head in most of the time. Like, he really fucking pisses me off. Like, more times than I like celebrate his goals. Like, I'd rather celebrate with him, but instead I'm more a bit like pissed off at him. Yeah, I'd quite happily see him go. I think that position anyway is an upgrade. I think we're all aware of that. Everyone knows that the right wing position's weak. So
priority.
Yeah, so there's no point keeping around. Like, yeah, you could keep him for squad depth. Like, he's a good option off the bench, as was saying what Kelly could be, but he's sellable. And in the FFP world, we bought him for 24 million in his prime, mid-20s. Now he's pushing 30. We could potentially sell him for more. If we get him for 25, 30, I even hit 40 million once. Like,
imagine that.
Snap your hand off right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can sell him for more money than we're signing for, then I didn't even give a shit who comes in from. Pack your bags, see you later. I'll take you to the airport.
I'd be buzzing with anything north of 20 mil. Like, I'd be like, that's class business, to be honest with you.
So, yeah, see you later, Almiron. Thank you for your service. It's been good. You've been good in patches. Solid, reliable player.
Always worked hard, I'll give him that.
Oh, he's a grafter.
Just that lack of quality in the final third has cost us too many times. And I look back, I think this sentence for me, right? What he done last season in the Champions League sums Almiron up. So he scores our first Champions League goal in 20 years against Paris Saint-Germain. Takes it well, a good position and whatnot. And then he refuses to use his other foot on the line. And that costs us going out. And that is just Miggy in a nutshell, in a split view of the good and the bad. Really
that should have been taught as a footballer. Like, the ball's coming in, it's an open goal. Like, clear. It's like half a yard from the goal line. The goalkeeper has nowhere to be seen. Just put it in at the nearest point of contact.
Unreal.
Just touch the ball, get it in the net. But you wait for it to come across your right foot, for you to tap it in from me to you away with your left foot. Why didn't you use your left foot for that? Like, I could do that with my nose. I could do it with another part of my body that I'm not going to mention. Like it's an easy goal. Just touch it with any part of your body at the nearest point of contact. But oh no, I can't use my right foot to tap it fucking 3 centimeters away. Oh, I need to wait for it to cut across my body and use my left foot. Oh, but by the time that's happened, Fikayo Tomori stepped in. Oh, an eagle for you, Miggy.
I know.
You prick.
Man.
Yeah, that's unforgivable for me. Like, so I back
that was enough. That was the end of the line. That was the final call for me, like, on Miggy. So, yeah, he's very likely to leave Newcastle summer if we can get a decent bid for the winger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the other winger, which we have to talk about, and people are putting it in the chat, Miggy out, Minteh in. People are asking questions, Keg. Minteh for 40 million, keep ourselves. Here's Chris, here's Will, here's many people. Because the news broke, I think it was last weekend or a couple of days ago, about Newcastle, and Keith was posting about this from Sky Sports, saying that Newcastle might reluctantly have to let go of young starlet Yankuba Minteh, who's obviously had a fantastic spell on loan there at Feyenoord.
Yeah,
everyone's ranting and raving about him. Linked with Arnie Slot to sign him up for Liverpool. Imagine how disgusting that would be. If that happens, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching no game that involves Liverpool. No match of the day, because you know for a fine fact he would go to Liverpool and be the next Salah.
I did kind of ironically think when Slot went to Feyenoord to Liverpool, I was thinking, he might want Minteh. And then I had a little chuckle to myself. I was like, imagine that. But like now it's like,
that's not funny anymore.
That's not funny. But that would be typical. And like, yeah, we'll just dive straight into that. I mean, I think 40 million is a little bit insane. Like, if you've been watching the podcast for the last 19 weeks, I've been bigging him up nearly every single week. Like, I think he could come to the club and have a big impact. We literally just mentioned about 3 minutes ago that we all know that the right wing position's in need of an upgrade. Miggy hasn't been it. Murphy's solid enough, to be fair, like for rotational options and fill in. Murphy's absolutely class and massively underrated. But you don't want to go into a season with Murphy as your number one right winger, do you? Like, he's not starting 11 quality. So yeah, we still need to upgrade there massively. But yeah, Minteh had a massive loan spell at Feyenoord, played Champions League, looked absolutely mint, ironically. Minteh, pun intended.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want him to come to the club, get a shot, still young, 19 years old, think he could come in, do a job, probably take that starting spot, even if he doesn't like start straight away. I think he'll come in here and have a mint season. However, we spent, 7 million on him a year ago?
Yeah.
Hasn't played a minute for the club, not even in pre-season, I don't think.
Nope.
So we haven't even seen him in the black and white shirt yet. And someone's going to come in and offer you £40 million, and for the third time in this podcast, in an FFP world.
Unfortunately.
That's a spanner in the works, that. Like, I don't want to see him go, not for the world of us. And especially not to a Premier League club, because he could be the next Salah. As ironic as that, as stupid as that sounds, and how big of a statement that is, I could only see it.
It's going to happen.
So if we were to sell him, I'd be okay with him going abroad with a buyback clause.
Nice. That's a great option.
No fucking chance of my selling him to Liverpool or any other Premier League team. Especially not with a buyback clause. I'd be comfortable with him going abroad reluctantly. That's a huge word, reluctantly. But wherever he goes, whether it's England or abroad, buyback clause. Get that in there.
How much would you get, though? How much would you have to demand for a buyback clause on him? If you sold him for 40, the next club's going to want to make at least like a 23 million profit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why it's a sticky situation. It's hard to deal. That's why I'd rather not sell him. I really think he can come and make a splash next year. And if he's worth 40 million now, give him a year in the Premier League. Could sell him for 80 next year.
I know.
Imagine if he comes in and has a good year for us.
Or you give him another loan spell at a bigger club.
Yeah.
Give him a loan spell at AC Milan.
I think reluctantly is a massive word there. I don't want to see him go.
I know for a fact no one at the club would want to see him go.
Nah, but I say like £40 million when I haven't seen him play a minute. £7 million only a year ago. Fuck me. You're never
going to know how this is going to pan out, because you could take 40 million and you just turn out like an Irish player.
Yeah.
Not set of the world late, but he's not going to be crap. And you think, 40 million did well there. Or he goes for 40 million, continues to develop. In 2 years' time, he's worth 100 million.
Yeah. That's the catch-22, isn't it? Like,
it's a really difficult scenario.
It's a really, really difficult one that I'm not liking the conversation, to be honest with you.
No, that's not my job.
So yeah, it's a really, really sticky one that, like, If we get 40 million, it's hard to turn down. But
call him the Gambian Messi for a reason, though.
Yeah, I really think we should try and negotiate the shit out of it. I think 40 million minimum, because I think I've seen a couple of comments in there, we're not going to get 40 million for him. If you're not going to offer with 40 million, then see you later.
There's no point in taking anything less than 30, really, 25, because...
I wouldn't even open the door for the conversation.
Because we already need, we've just said, a right winger.
There's no point in selling one.
And then if you get rid of Minteh as well, then we need... one or two right wingers, and how much is it going to cost us to get that right winger? We talked on the podcast last week about Chiesa, or if you get someone younger than that, like anybody who's decent on that right winger is going to cost you 30 million plus easily. Easy 30 million. You know, we're linked with like Gibbs White, or Elise in that position. Obviously, Elise looks like he's going to get to Chelsea now. Gibbs White, Forest want at least 50 million for him. How much? So you're not going to be able to strengthen better than that for any cheaper than a huge price tag that you're looking to get from 40 million.
So it's an awful conversation that I don't even really know where I sit on it, because I see both sides of it. So I am on the fence. Like I've been picking him up as much as anyone, saying that I think he'll make an impact here next year. And I think maybe it's 1 year, if he does come and make a splash, then we can maybe up that price tag next year and sell him for maybe 60, 70, 80 million in a year or two. So yeah, awful.
There's some great comments in the chat, though. Keep them coming in. Some good opinions, different opinions as well, which we like to see. Shieldsy1 said, Anthony looked good in Netherlands. I think there's a chance of ripping off the Scousers with this one.
Maybe. Well, I mean, we could. Absolutely. Yeah, right. A lot of people look good in the Netherlands. So
I think as a record was already better than Anthony's, though, wasn't it? I don't know how Man U got robbed. 90 million. It was crazy for him, crazy.
They got done there. I don't know. I think it's a really, really odd one, because like I say, he hasn't played in the Premier League yet, and it is a massive upgrade to the Dutch league. So yeah, maybe the Wolves over people's eyes a bit. Maybe he's not as good. That's why I would like to see him have a season and see what he can do.
I want to see him at least have a pre-season.
He's only 19 years old. Exactly.
I'd love to see him in Japan.
I'd love to see him playing pre-season and just see what he can do.
First couple of games.
Maybe he's weighed up towards the back end of the transfer window. If someone's going to come in, if we have a look at him, think, he's had a good pre-season, and someone comes in 40 million and think, you're not 40 million. Now we've seen you. We've seen you in the black and white. You've seen we are first team players. Maybe it's a bit too soon for you to make our starting 11. So if some mad cunt wants to offer 40 million, then fair enough. Crack on.
40 million is a lot for someone who's had one season there, Eredivisie.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's obviously, again, it's a bit like the Trafford scenario where, you pay for potential more than anything. Benny says we literally have the best mind in the Premier League for developing players. Why not use it on Minteh?
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
point. Listen how well he's improved. Joe Linton, Murphy. The list
That's
goes
why
on
I don't want to sell. I want him to have at least one season to see what we can do. Pre-season's great. Maybe he's loan him out after pre-season. But if teams are sniffing around for £40 million transfers, there's no point in loaning him, really, is there? You might as well keep him. Keep him or sell him. If he has a good pre-season, then I really think we should keep a hold of him for next year. And like what the comment says, let Eddie Howe work his magic on him, see what he can do.
That one from Dan. Big shout out to Anarchy Brewery, amazing beers and amazing owners. Well said. What was the question above, which was good from AD Wolf? More of a statement, really, on the scenario that broke today, that the Aston Villa owner wants to, a bit like Man City, wants to file a lawsuit and get things going against the Premier League, because
of course you do.
He's saying it's unfair. The Villa owner's saying it's unfair and uncompetitive that you kind of break into the top four like when they have done, like we've done.
We did that last year, Cries the River.
I know, that's what I mean. We should join forces.
Right.
To be fair, they won't complain against them, because it's very true that, you can't kind of solidify your place there when you do break in the top four, the top six. You've got these clubs that come in, stop you from spending, stop you from growing because of FFP, just to keep the big six intact. You know what I mean? Because it came out to do that Villa. Looking like they're having to sell Douglas Luiz, who's been one of their star players for years.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird fee, though, isn't it? Yeah, there's something like 20 million pounds. But a swap with Weston McKennie, who had one or two loan spells. Leeds wasn't that great, got relegated. And the other one I didn't even know. So it's a bit of a shit deal. That I think Weston McKennie's got quite a big transfer fee, but I don't know why.
He's highly rated over there.
He's highly rated, American international, good in Italy, good in America, but failed with England, with Leeds. So Did he have another spell? Did he have 2 loan spells? I don't think he did
I
he?
just remember him being in Leeds.
Yeah, I think you did.
Or was he at Fulham?
I don't know. I think he had 2 loan spells, but I can't think of anyone other than Leeds. So I don't know. I might be wrong, yeah. But he got relegated to Leeds, so I don't know. Like, I think it's a bit of a shit deal for Villa, that, to be honest.
Well, it is, because I remember them turning down like 50, 60 million from Arsenal for Douglas Luiz a couple of seasons ago. So they're losing one of their biggest players after one of their biggest accomplishments, getting Champions League. Unlucky, welcome to the club. On to the next one then. And last bit of transfer news, and this came out yesterday. I briefly touched on it in Monday's video. Longstaff to Leicester. The Foxes are eyeing up a £15 million move for the Geordie midfielder, according to a couple of different reports. Now, again, is this one where Newcastle could look at it and think, right, for financial fair play reasons, we'll get 15 to 20 million for Longstaff.
Yeah.
And we'll get more of the money up front, if you like, and more of a better package, because he is obviously a homegrown player.
Yeah.
Are they looking at that and thinking, well, this could be a good, smart move because Longstaff isn't going to be starting next year? Is Tonali coming back? Bailey's Revolution.
Yeah.
Eddie Anderson's there. Joe
Another
Willock, if he comes
year
back.
with Anderson, yeah.
Longstaff's in the last year of his contract as well, remember? So the club have got a huge decision to make.
True. Yeah. I forgot about the last year of his contract situation, which does put a bit of a spanner in the works. Like, initially, my thought is, like, I've picked up Longstaff. But yeah, right, he's not starting 11, but he's another good kind of squad option, versatile. Well, not so much the versatility, but reliable, solid, rotational. But we are a bit deep. Like, we didn't have Tonali for the majority of last year. Hopefully, we keep Bruno, obviously, Joelinton, Willock, another year with Anderson, Miley coming through. Like, we've got options there. With maybe's the idea of maybe bringing in another one, maybe it's number 6 or something, just to kind of hold that sort of defensive role up a little bit, maybe. So, yeah, if he is in the last year of his deal, I think it would be a shame. I think the club wouldn't like to see him go because he is highly rated here. He's a hometown boy. Like, he's one of us. Like, we don't want to really sell our players, and he's made a big impact for this team over the past few years. Like, last season, like, yeah, he was a bit poor, but we know he's playing through injuries. We came in and steadied the ship a little bit when Tonali was a little bit rocky.
True. Easy to forget that.
That's why, like, I rate him, like, because, like, I think he just fits our dynamic well. Like, Tonali had an unbelievable debut, but then, like, for about 4 or 5 games, he was just a little bit rocky. Then Longstaff came in and just steadied the ship, and, like, that's what Longstaff is. He's one of them that just isn't fancy at all. Like, and I think his talent is underrated, and it goes, like, it's one of them that's swept under the carpet a little bit because he's not spectacular, but he just does the job, and I think he just fits our system. I think he just works. He just clicks, and, like I say, he's not flash and now he's not sexy, but he just works. And he played with pretty much 2 broken feet for half of last year, and still scored 8 goals.
Yeah,
one against PSG.
Yeah,
he's underrated. So I think 15 million's quite cheap, and especially for a homegrown player, one of us that came through the academy, which counts when we're in Europe. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I think if it ups, I think if it goes past 20, then right, like I say, FFP. Me, like, like again in the world of FFP, you've got to consider it. I think you consider 15, but you don't accept 15. Like, if you can haggle, negotiate, get it above 20, it's hard to turn down. Like, it is.
It is, like, because I know. If we had Europe, maybe I'd be more inclined to keep him again.
Yeah,
because I think, like I've mentioned, for me, he's not getting anywhere near that starting 11 next year. Well, that's saying that though. You mentioned the thing when Tonali wasn't firing and he stepped in, and then maybe for certain games, he comes in where yes, you want to play your Tonali's at home to Man U or something, but if you're playing Southampton away, maybe it's better to have a Longstaff in there. Yeah, you know what I mean, certain games that he might suit, but I want to see the development of obviously Miley and Anderson.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Joe Willock's going to be fitter than for more than 27 minutes next season. So.
As you mentioned last year of his contract, man, also, if we don't sell him this year and he plays through, we're going to have to offer him a new deal.
This is the thing.
And with the development of the club, hopefully once the FFP rules clean off, we can spend more money, we can upgrade every area, and then in 2-3 years' time, will Longstaff have a role? Nah, obviously, definitely not. Like, with the way that the club's developing, once we get past the sort of financial struggles and we can sort of, like, freely spend money a bit, once we get, like, solidify ourselves in Europe, Longstaff's going to be a part of history. So it's like, yeah, maybe we are better off just selling them now, just kind of ripping that bandage off as much as you don't want to sell them. As much as I think he can make an impact in the squad, there's no point offering him a new deal. Otherwise, he's going to be another dummet. You're just going to give him another 1 year deal until he's 39 and he'll retire. And
I've made my mind up, sell him. That's enough for me. That's all I need to hear. Not another dummet. To be fair, Aaron's made a good point, and this is literally exactly what I did on this year's FIFA. Sell Longstaff and get in Edison from Atlanta. He's the number 6 we should be going for, and the thing we're missing. Yeah, well, that would make more sense to the balance of the team and someone coming in something different. Even like an Onana from Everton, young CDM there. So yeah, for me, I would sell Longstaff. Like, to be honest with you, because I'm not going to give him a new deal. I'm not going to let him go for free next year. He's not going to get anywhere near my starting 11.
Yeah. But maybe it's with the last year of his deal. Other teams, like I was talking about, like the haggle and trying to get over 20. If it, like that kind of works in the way of the buying club, like it's in the last year of his deal. Like, I'm not getting fucking 20 million.
That's what I mean. No one's going to
free next year.
No, like, so exactly. No one's going to get that.
Yeah, that's a bit of
free in 9 months.
That's a bit of a sticky one. Now, like I'm a little bit on the fence with that one. I can see the pros and cons to it, but yeah, maybe is the smarter move. Maybe it's not the move that you want to make, but the smarter, calculated move just to kind of cut ties with them. If you get 15 million from them, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Last bit of transfer news, actually, because I had it in the wrong order there. I'm going to talk quickly on something else in a minute and then get into the old Euros predictions. Bruno Guimarães, good news on him. If you believe a couple of sources, I think Jordan was the first one with this one. Shout out Jordan, growing in there from Newcastle World. He was saying that Man City are unlikely to pay for Bruno Guimarães' release clause this month. Obviously, we're in June, end of June. They are, that release clause finishes June 30th. I think it is the 100 million on Bruno's head. City haven't got the money in terms of obviously FFP. They're actually going to stick to the rules for a change. They don't want more than 115 charges. They're not going to pay for Bruno's release clause this summer. So that's good news. So it's looking like more and more likely as the day goes by, basically, that Bruno is staying.
Yeah, well, that's one interested party out the way, at least anyway. There is another couple, I think Arsenal, but I don't see Arsenal buying them.
Robbie keeps on winding me up, Robbie every day says, come from me. I've heard that they might be making a move for Bruno.
How much did they buy Rice for?
100 million.
Was he above 100? Was he
105? Was it
something like that?
115 rising.
I was going to say about 120, but I didn't know if that was a bit too much. But certainly 100 plus.
Because Robbie was saying to me now, we signed Bruno. He's like, our midfield, Rice and Bruno, and who else is it? I think they're going to get rid of Partey. So Rice, Bruno, and Odegaard. Wow, that could probably win the league. That'd be fair.
It's a bit smelly, that, mate.
So if you're thinking, 100 million is a lot, 100 million you buy in the league, that could be the difference in Arsenal doing it. Obviously, you still need a striker in a way, like. But yeah, I think there's more chance of Arsenal getting Bruno than there would be Isak.
I do too. So yeah, at least like. If City are eliminating themselves, then excellent. But yeah, you've still kind of got to worry about Arsenal, who I don't think will get him, and I don't think we would sell him. I think we would add a tax. Like if we had to go outside of the transfer fee, the release clause. I mean, if we can get past, is it end of June or July?
June 30th, I think. June.
So it's the end of this month. If we can keep hold of him for this month, then if Arsenal want him, then we absolutely play ball. You want for 100 million, do you? How about 150?
Aye.
What do you think with that? You don't sell to a Premier League rival. If Real Madrid, probably unlikely because of who they've got coming in.
PSG.
Anyone else? PSG. Yeah. If anyone else wants them, 100 million's the absolute bare minimum.
It's the release clause, isn't it, though?
That's what I mean. If you can get past that's what I mean. If we can keep them for this month.
Okay. Then you can just demand.
Come July, August.
Way more.
Yeah, you've got to fight to keep them. Then it might be in his hand. He might put a transfer request in if he wants it. I don't think he will. I think he's quite happy to stay another year or two at least anyway. So I believe he'll stay. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. No. So yeah, with Man City pulling themselves out of the race, then Thank you, City.
Last one, Iheanacho from Leicester. That's the latest rumour. A striker on a free as backup to Isak. Wilson, if he could keep him. Again, a lot of fans in this one were a bit underwhelmed by it in the sense of like, Iheanacho, that's a bit of a bog standard signing. What do you make of it?
At first, I liked it, to be fair. Like I've been a fan of him for a good few years, like even when he was coming through at Man City.
I liked him at City.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. He's got pace. So as a freebie, and again, going to use that term in the world of FFP, we've always said we need a third striker, and I think this way we get to keep Wilson, which I know everyone will probably say that, we should sell him. No, we shouldn't. We need 3 strikers, be all and end all. That's probably been said each week for the last 19 weeks. We need 3 strikers, not just the 2. 2's fucking moronic. We need 3 strikers. So Isaac, Wilson, Iheanacho, I think is an unbelievable trio. Great rotation. Everyone can score goals. Mint, wasn't with it. But I looked into it, and there's some stats for your ass.
Stats.
Scored 5 goals in 23 appearances in the Championship last season.
That's not very good.
Hasn't scored any more than 10 goals since the 2020-21 season, which is his best career to date.
Oh, dear.
He scored, I think that result in his first season, 15-16 with City, resulted in about 19 goals in all competitions, 8 in the Premier League, which is good for a young'un in the Man City team. But yeah, he scored 12 goals. Yeah, he scored 12 goals in the 2021 season, and that's his best to date, and 5 in the Championship last season. So looking at that, I'm a little bit turned off.
Yeah, I am as well. Yeah. Now that I'm glad you brought them stats up, because I was actually thinking it was an all right signing. Yeah, I guess it is all right, but
I think it's third choice. I mean,
third choice. I'd want to play in the
for free
Cup
again.
And that, then it's not bad. But
it's not bad. But yes,
it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it's a bit of a. It's not
Premier League experience could do. Like 18,
wasn't exciting in the first place, but I mean, look at the goal rate.
18-19, 1 goal in 30 appearances.
Wow, that stinks. That really, really smells.
Yeah,
because that you may as well bring back Dwight Gill.
Anyone can be your fucking third choice. I can take for that.
When you look at that, my God, how old is he now?
About 28. 27, 28.
Because Leicester paid good money from that, didn't pay 30, 40 mil from.
Something like that, aye.
So, when I looked at that, I thought, Iheanacho, international.
27, 55 caps for Nigeria, 15 goals.
I thought, it's not bad. But yeah, I'm totally put off that now, to be honest, when you actually look at the record.
Scored 19 goals overall in the 2020-21 season, 12 in the Premier League, 6 goals in all competitions last year, 5 in the Championship and 1 in the League Cup.
Yeah, no, I'm not having this. I don't want him anymore. I thought, maybe it's just because, you think of him, when I think of Iheanacho, I remember that price tag. I remember him scoring some good goals in City. That first season, like you said, when he had a good spell, 12 goals, I thought was way more than that. So not the first season, sorry, the 2021 season. Yeah, I don't want him anymore. Do not want him anymore. This is a big statement, to be fair, and this is ringing true after I've seen them stats. Aaron says, I would rather have Chris Wood back than Iheanacho.
I said we should have sold him in the first place, to be fair. So,
Shields has a score. My guy, Brereton Diaz, get him in.
I'd say Brereton Diaz. I like him. He's a good player.
Honestly, man.
I don't know what his fee would be, though. I don't know if he's worth what would the fee be. I'm not too sure what that is, because obviously he's a Villarreal player now. I don't know even now what they spent on him, to be fair, because he was highly rated at Blackburn. Loads of Premier League teams were sniffing at him.
Try and get him on loan again, just like Sheffield did. Okay. We'll give a couple of million in a loan fee.
Loan fee.
Just FFP, someone on loan.
Get a loan deal. 100%.
Get someone in on loan to be like second, third choice striker. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe it's with a clause to trigger an option to buy if he scores X amount of goals
or something.
10 Premier League goals, automatic buy for 20 million.
Yeah.
Sound, no worries.
I wouldn't mind that, but it'd be interesting to see what we'd do in that striker market. Obviously, in an ideal world, you'd go and splash the cash on a bloody Victor Boniface or something, but you know what I mean? That's going to be a big ask. Or in Buemo, you can play on the right hand down the middle, or because we're going to have loads of striker rumours heat up. I think once we fill that centre back and Kelly and the keeper might come in, then it'll all start paying in. But Iheanacho, no thank you.
Yeah, it's an option. It's a third choice option. It's not that. Maybe it looks better on paper than it actually is, pulling up the stats. If we got him in for a freebie, it's fine. But it's not going to really make much of an impact.
Before we do get into our Euro predictions, then, lastly on the Newcastle United agenda, which has been a busy all week, especially if you've been at the club shop, is the launch of the new Adidas kit. All the videos, all the retro ranges, all the different designs, all the cues. They've been going mad for it, Keg. They're returning the 3 stripes. You're wearing Adidas tonight. Not quite Newcastle, but the 3 stripes are down the sleeves.
I've got the pants on now. If you're watching, I'll stand up and show you up there again. Got the 3 stripes on.
There we go. Got 3 stripes.
Actually, I mean, Adidas, to be fair. Unintentionally, there we go.
There we go.
Got the creps on now.
Okay, too. Are you a fan of the new kit then?
I am. I like it. I haven't actually seen it in person, to be fair. Like, I've never actually seen it in the flesh. I haven't seen anybody wear it down the street and out yet. So, yeah, I've only seen it on pictures. But from what I've seen, yeah, I do like it. And it's not really much of a surprise, is it? Because it's been leaked for months. Yeah, pretty much. Tail for tail. But yeah, no, I do like it. Play on is it the 2001, 2002 shirts?
NTL, thick stripe one, long Robert.
Yeah, like it. It's got the classic logo on the neck and all.
Yeah,
love it.
Nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really like it. I think it's smart, sexy. Big fan. Maybe it's a little bit of a small feature, but it's quite big for me that we've got the black printing. Because we've got the big block white back. I like that with the black printing.
You like that because people have been divided on that. I like it as well.
For me, I liked the red when we first got it, which was, 17, 18?
17,
yeah, so we've had red printing for quite a long time now, but only because we've had straight black and white backs. So you can't have a black or white printing on a black and white black. You're going to have a different colour.
Not you used to, remember? Because in that 002 one, it was black.
And the reds made it stand out, and I liked it. But I think it's just ran its course a little bit. So I think especially with the European back last year, I think we've fucked up. Castore or the club, one of the two, fucked up last year with Europe. I think
that was a regulation.
Yeah, we should have had a solid back last year instead of just which you couldn't even buy in the shops, and that pissed me off.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that really annoyed me that you could get the European printing, but on a black and white back when we played with a solid white back. That was just a massive, massive design flaw. That was stupid. Yeah. So I like that. Obviously, we're planning. I know we're not in Europe this year, but we're planning on that sort of being the future.
Are the Conference League badges ready?
Yeah, maybe we did bank on a little bit, to be fair, but maybe it's just a vision for the future. Maybe it's we fucked up last year, so make sure we'll have the solid back, and then with the solid back, you didn't need red printing. So if it was a solid black back, white printing, solid white back, black printing.
Maybe they reverse it next year.
Easy. Because I don't know if you remember.
Can we have gold? Remember the gold ones in 2006? I love that gold. That were in Shearer's last season.
Yeah, I love that. I was actually going to bring up gold printing, actually. I don't know if you remember I think it was the 18-19 away shirt, which has been rumoured to be a similar one this year. The take on the 96 shirt, the Navian sort of burgundy one.
Maroon.
Yeah. So the one that we brought back like 18-19 had gold Puma and gold Fun 88 with white printing on the back.
I know, what the hell was all that about?
Which made no sense because note on that shirt was white. As soon as I seen that, I was like, oh, that's got to have gold printing. That'll look sexy. And I seen it was like white print. I was like, what the fuck's that about?
Yeah.
That was horrible. That made no sense at all. So if that had gold printing, it would have looked unreal. But yeah, I think Newcastle, with the red printing, I do think it's just run its course a little bit. It looked nice at the time.
It's a nice little
6-7 years ago.
Nod back to the old school days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I agree.
No, I'm happy with it. I like it. I think the shirt's nice. Nice design. Maybe you're right. Maybe we were teed up for Europe with the white back, but hey, doesn't matter. I think that should be the ongoing from now on. Whether we'll flip it and go to a black back next year or in the future. As long as we've got a solid back. So when we are in Europe, we're not fucking around with different type of shirts that you cannot buy in the club shop.
Exactly.
Just stupid. So now, like it. Big fan.
Big fan.
And the merch and all, to be fair, aside from the shirts, like the training gear with the old school Adidas logo, sexy.
Yeah.
The collaboration with New Era, mint, because I think about 18, 19, I bought a hat from the club shop, obviously back in the Ashley days. I know I shouldn't have done that. But I knew at the time, to be fair, but I really wanted it like a Toon hat. So I bought a hat that was New Era, but the quality was shocking. It was awful.
Really
it was shit. So I think I wore it once. I think I paid about 30 quid for it and wore it once. It was shit. But yeah, now we've got an actual proper New Era collaboration, like trucker hats and stuff. Looks like proper good quality. So I look forward to that. But the training gear, the retro style tracksuits.
You've seen now, because people are getting excited about the current training wear, the white and black one with Howington that they were wearing. Very nice. The maroon one, decent, but some of the stuff they've got coming out is going to be unreal, man. Especially like the retro
big
stuff.
Plans. Adidas, man, they know that shit.
I know. They know how to make money.
Hell
They're
yeah.
going to make a lot of it. At the Toon, they already have. 110 quid for the pro shirt, 80 for the normal one.
Yeah, it's a bit
Queues
steep, that.
round the block for hours. Right then, let's round off tonight's podcast with a look towards Euro 2024. It starts on Friday. It doesn't feel like it for me now. This doesn't feel like the major tournament is starting in a couple of days' time. Man, England's first game on Sunday. Because Bruno's Magic Hat is asking there, who do you reckon will win the Euros? Funny enough,
we're on it.
that's what the plan is now. Our predictions for the Euros. Who's going to win it, Keg? 2024 winner in Germany.
Oh, I fancy France.
Oh, everyone does, don't they? I'm going to tell you right now, they're not going to win it. Everyone's saying France.
Kind of hope they don't, to be honest. But...
Absolutely, it'll be great if they don't. You want Hungary to win by looks, eh?
I want Hungary to win. But no, yeah, I just think France, they've got a pretty good squad. But
Pretty good. Yeah, not bad, is it?
France are one of them like hit-y-missy teams, though. I don't know which year it was. Was it World Cup 2010 or something, where they crashed out with the group stage and everyone was going AWOL, like Evra and Henry and that were like kicking off on that?
More that, please.
Yeah, like France are like a proper up-and-down team. I think Germany are and all. Like, you can never quite predict where Germany are. I think
nation.
Italy finished bottom of a group in 1 year. I can't remember, was it 2014 or something? I can't remember that.
The title,
yeah,
back for Italy, maybe.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's an interesting one. I think there's been like a lot of changes and stuff, and like particularly like Germany. Like Germany's team were really old,
very young
like,
now.
But then everyone retired, and then they got shit.
Yeah.
But now they're like building it back up with a new generation.
Period.
So yeah,
got the young Mandarin obviously just for this tournament. Who's
man,
to happen with him next?
So yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I don't really fancy Spain. They're a good team. I think they're a threat. They're dangerous. They're one of the top teams. But
I was a top man scored in his debut.
That's horrendous.
Osselu?
That's horrendous.
Yeah, I agree. Not good enough. Not good enough. Spain,
yeah, Newcastle's 2014 team that was shite.
They'll still play really nice football and do well, but they're not going to win it.
Nah, not the winners for me. Yeah, France, Germany, maybe Italy, maybe
Portugal. You know.
Portugal can
I'm
be
hearing
dark
everyone
horses.
shouting me about Portugal as well, but I'm not having it. But when you look at the squad, their squad is.
But they've had a really
stacked.
good team for years and not done out with us.
Well,
I mean, they won the
2016,
Nations League, and yeah, I suppose 2016. But that was 8 years ago.
Ronaldo's still gone.
Yeah,
Ronaldo's still there.
they've been building up. They've got a really good team. A lot of like top players. I heard that Bernardo Silva, 29 years old, hasn't scored or assisted in a major tournament.
Never knew that. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah.
I think that should surely change.
Yeah,
Shouldn't it?
but yeah, like they've got a stacked team, really good depth, squad quality. So yeah, Portugal again should be up there. Netherlands are another one that's been up and down over the last few years. Like that, they're a
Not
bit
thinking
shit
much.
than I think people
Yeah, they are.
give them credit because they're a big name historically. They've won World Cups
great
and
name.
Euros and stuff. 80s, 90s, massive nation. But just over the last 10 years or so, they've been a bit shit, like, haven't they?
Yeah,
Not really been that
they're
good,
missing. They haven't really got any stars anymore.
No.
Yeah,
They've got a lot
really
of good
ballers,
players
aye.
like Memphis Depay and stuff.
Aye.
But yeah, Van
When I
Dijk.
look at Netherlands now,
Nee Schneiders, Nee Van der Vaart, Van
Van
Persie's.
Nistelrooy's. Lee Vans anymore?
No. Get
No,
your Vans back.
get your
you'll be
Vans
right
back.
sorted.
Yeah. And Kluivert. Yeah, for me,
See, Belgium's been brought up there by Chris. Like, they're another team that were coming up from
their
around
golden
about.
generation's gone.
Yeah.
Gone now. Their chance is gone.
Their team, like, what?
They should have
Maybe
won.
10 years ago, like
Should have
6
won.
to 10 years ago, were unreal.
They've still got
Like
Lukaku,
the
who's
quality
unbelievable.
coming up, and De Bruyne and stuff, but like they fell off, like Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Alderweireld. They're all right. Like Tielemans is all right. Fellaini, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's still banging it up in China. Dries Mertens is about 36. Where's Benteke? Is he still at Palace?
No, he's not a Palace anymore.
I
No.
don't know.
I don't know where he is. Maybe Saudi or something.
He
He's
dropped
not
off the
Palace.
face of the earth. I have no idea where
Aye.
Benteke is these days. But yeah, like that team that were coming up like 2016ish, you were thinking, oh, world class players.
Oh,
yeah,
they had their goal. They had their schools back in Gerrard Owen era.
Yeah,
and
they
just
dropped off a bit, didn't it?
the problem is though, the manager. They've never had a top manager to go with it.
Nah, Roberto Martinez.
That's where England are probably fall short. Like they just have. That's where I think Portugal. A lot of people are shouting at me this week, and I've seen it on other content creators' predictions and journalists shouting out Portugal because of the balance of the squad and the depth of it. But they've got Roberto Martinez, the manager. And I know they've had a great qualifying campaign. I think they've got the best out of anyone. They're on a great streak. But I just think I can't see Roberto Martinez winning that trophy for them since he flopped with Belgium's generation.
Lukaku, was he?
Doing well for himself, isn't he?
Benteke, sorry, not Lukaku. Yeah,
Well, she's managed by Rooney not so long ago if he was there at the same time. So everyone's pointing out France, which is the obvious. If someone said to you, "Who are you going to put your mortgage on?" You'd probably be like,
easy answer.
France, Mbappe, and
easy answer.
The depth and the defense and the experience. Just won the World. No, they didn't win the World Cup. Mbappe scored a hat trick and still got beat. But they're there in and thereabouts. They know how to get the job done. They've got stars stars who can just change the game in a flip of a
young
coin.
Aaron, I think on paper, maybe if that team doesn't look that good because there's so many youngsters just coming through, but that quality are good.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But so you're going to back France?
I think I'll back France. It's easy, and I want to try and look outside of the box and think of someone else, but it's difficult to look past France for me.
It's coming home.
It's not.
It is. It is, man. Right. It is, man. It's coming home. I'm telling you, it is coming home. This is the year. I'm still feeling it, mate. I'm still on it. I know I've been very critical of Southgate, Snoozegate, and that England game against Iceland did not help my prediction. But I've seen us before slap teams before going to tournaments and then flop. I've seen teams.
To be fair, we're always fucking up in the preseason games, and then everyone's enthusiasm just drops until the first game.
I remember beating Jamaica 6-0 and Peter Crouch doing the robot, and everyone seems coming home. No, it was never doing it. But this team, right, has to bring it home. We've got Bellingham, best player in Spain. We've got Kane, best player in Germany, Golden Boot. Got Foden, Premier League Player of the Year. Tell me why it's not coming home. Southgate, I know, probably. And the defence. The worrying thing is for me, even without Harry Maguire, not the biggest fan, but he does well in England shirt. With Marquis there, Trippier at left back, fitness, Luke Shaw as well, fitness. And then striking that midfield balance between what do you do? Is it Rice, Bellingham forward? And did Manu come in? Do you play the 2? Do you play the 3? It's
a lot of question marks.
There's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of things to work out. But when I look at it, I honestly still think we should win it. I know France and their team and the experience they've got, but I'm telling you, man, if Bellingham and that are on it, even with Southgate being boring and pessimistic, I think we should still do it. I really do. Final last time out, semi-final before that in the World Cup. Obviously, quarter defeated France in Qatar. So I really, really think we should do it. And I'm going to go for England because I think France is too obvious. And I just fancy it. But that being said, I think our group is not as easy as people make out to be.
Denmark.
Serbia.
Yeah.
That first game on Sunday, I'm telling you, Serbia.
Slovenia's all right.
Serbia, though, right? Vlahovic, Mitrovic, Maknan Savic, Tadic. Serbia are a good side.
Yeah. So I think all three of them are, to be fair. It's
Denmark are still decent. Yeah. People, I remember when it first got drawn, and people were thinking, it's not easy. But I still think that route to the final. If we map out the route that's meant to happen, which obviously never does, but if the favourites won all their games, England top the group, you'd be looking at probably a Turkey or a Romania in the round of 16. The quarters could get a bit spicy because then you could play Germany. Semis, I think, would be France, and then it could be Spain in the final. So it's a tricky run when you get to quarters because Germany, home nation, we didn't mention them as a potential winner for me. They could do it because at home, in front of their fans, they've got some good young players coming through. Obviously, Florian Wirtz. Havertz has had a great season at Arsenal.
Nice,
But you look at the groups, right? I'm going to say England winning it. You're saying France. We're getting some dark horses and top goal scorers in a minute. And let us know in the chat who you think. But these are the groups as it stands. Group A, Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. Group B, Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania. Very interesting group.
That is interesting.
Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, England. And Group C, D, Poland, Netherlands, Austria, France. That's a tough group as well.
It is, to be fair. But I say we're getting to dark horses, but even Poland and Austria up against Netherlands and France, that's a tough group.
France get knocked out. Group E, Belgium, Slovenia, Romania, Ukraine. That's by far the easiest group for me. Belgium should cruise that. Ukraine on
should be, but
Romania
Slovenia, Ukraine aren't bad, to be fair. That's some decent players.
Group F, Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, Czech Republic. That's quite tasty as well because Turkey will be looking to do well. Georgia, Mamadashvili.
Yeah.
Kreva Kričev-Gadaglia.
I think that's one.
Portugal, and then obviously good old Czech Republic, who always seem to be there and thereabouts. So those are the groups. We've said who we think is going to win. What was the other we'll go with dark horse then, Kegger. Who's the dark horse out of all of those teams? I mentioned you're wearing a kit. That's everyone's favourite, be the dark horse.
Well, I'll get onto it, but to be fair, like look around. Like Hungary's, I think, a massive one, but nobody's probably bigging up Croatia, and they're probably not as good as they were when they got to the final in, was it 2018? But still a decent team. I think Slovenia's a good team. Like our group was just mentioned, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, underrated teams. Poland, Austria, Slovakia, Ukraine, I think are all underrated. But I think Turkey, you've got a lot of good young'uns coming through. Maybe this is a little bit too early for them. But Turkey's got some young ballers, to be fair, that are going to absolutely splash the world like in a couple of years. Maybe not now. And that's maybe what's going to hold them back, that they're too young. But Turkey could be an upcoming team in the next few years. But yeah, I'm going to go on to my guys, Hungary. So yeah, I'm going to bring up some stats again for you, just take you through a little bit of history.
Statman gig.
So Euro 2016, when we were traveling Europe.
Great times.
Hungary topped their group in a group with Iceland, Portugal, and Austria. Absolutely smashed it.
Iceland, they beat us. Oh my god!
So
we hit them in Iceland.
Which one was that? So this is Euro 2020 that was obviously played in 2021. They were in the group of death with France, Germany, and Portugal. But I can't remember what they've done. So I think they drew with Portugal
and Germany, wasn't it?
Got beat off France. Then the last game, they had to beat Germany, and they took the lead twice, and had to rely on the other game that I think didn't go their way. So yeah, they finished bottom of the group, but it's kind of like Newcastle finishing bottom of the Champions League group. I'll give that context because we didn't embarrass ourselves. We were in the group of death. We played fucking well. Like Hungary did in that group of death. Like they played well and had to win that last game, but drew to Germany. You didn't want to play Germany, but they drew with Portugal. They just got beat off France, didn't get smashed. So done very, very well in that competition, but unfortunate. The Euro Nations League 2 years ago. What was their group?
Slapped us up 4-0, remember?
Yep. So, yeah, they were in a group with another group of death. Italy, Germany, and England. Slapped up England in Wolverhampton at the Molineux.
Sobersline.
And beat them, I think, 1-0 in Budapest. They drew and beat Germany. So unbeaten against Germany, but they lost both games against Italy, finished second in the group, ahead of both Germany and England. Since then, which was 2022, got beat twice off Italy, went 2 years unbeaten.
Wow.
They only lost, since Italy in 2022, they only lost that first game just a couple of weeks ago, a warm-up game, 1-0 against Republic of Ireland. So went 2 years unbeaten, only against Germany. Beat England, beat Germany. Done well in previous competitions, even though they finished bottom of the last group, but group of death, done well. Got out top of the group against Portugal in 2016. Underrated team, too fuck.
They are, but that's why I guess that's why everyone is picking them as the dark horses, aren't they? What's their group again that they're in this year?
They are in Germany, which is difficult, but they've done well against them in the past.
Scotland, Switzerland, they beat them.
Scotland's shite. I think Switzerland's an okay team.
Sure. See, getting big for Switzerland.
Yeah, sure.
Big sure.
Yeah. So yeah, and Germany and Scotland, England's big rivals. So up the fucking Magyars. Come on, smash them to bits. I'd absolutely love no more than to say that. So yeah, buzzing with that. Playing first game against Switzerland on Saturday, just after the Germany-Scotland game on Friday.
Nice.
So come on, the Magyars.
I think it is the clear and obvious one to probably shout out as a dark horse, I reckon. Hungary. People are saying, Germany and stuff. Germany and that as a dark horse. Portugal, they're not dark horses. They're big nations. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should be doing well. So I wouldn't class them as a dark horse, especially Germany and Portugal, their team. I'm going to go for a mad one as a dark horse.
Mad one?
Albania. Taken. Yeah. Liam Neeson FC. I'm down Albania. I'm telling you, I think.
Who they got?
See, this is going to be difficult, but what's going to happen here is, obviously, I think it's 4 out of the 6 groups placed third go through. So the best third place.
Well, they did that in 2020, I think it was.
Yeah. So I think in that tough group that Albania are in,
So France, Germany, and Portugal went through in 2020 and left Hungary bottom and didn't go through.
There you go. So in this one, I think Albania are going to be one of your third place teams that get through to the knockouts, and then I'm not sure who'll play after that. Obviously, it depends on who finishes where.
So basically,
they're going to be.
Sorry, because they're in the group with France and with Spain and Italy. So you're saying Croatia's bottom in that group?
I'm saying Croatia, man. How are you, man? These blokes for Croatia are 44 years old now, man. You've still got Modric in that playing, man. All the itches, they're too old, man. I just think Albania, man. Yeah? Can't remember who the striker is. Bro, yeah?
Is he the best striker?
Come on. I don't know who else is it? Is it Albania? That's actually highly rated. But I'm telling you, I'm just going to be different because it's easy to say Hungary or Netherlands or Germany. They're not dark.
I wouldn't say Netherlands are dark horses.
Nah, no.
To be fair, they ought to be.
People are maybe saying, Georgia because of Mamadashvili and Kvaratskhelia and all that, but it's not enough.
You got a good goalkeeper and a good winger.
Speed leaking goal. Even with Mamadashvili, they've had a mad
goal
records conceded so far. So Albania to be the dark horses. Obviously, they're not going to win it, but maybe just squeeze through at the quarters. Got to go to round of 16 draw. Just for the crack. I'll be different.
Who was the one last time? I think you've done a good one last time. Was it Denmark? I think you said Denmark was the World Cup of Euros, and they've done well. Did they get in the semis?
Yeah. Got a bet on them. Oh, that was close. I won't be putting
Bruno's Magic died, but other than that,
Bruno's Magic saying, Albania's 2-1 to win. They're not going to win, but I think they'll be the dark horses to surprise a few people, play some good football, score some goals, entertainment, and get far. But realistically, Hungary's the sensible shout, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, I don't think any of these, you can say dark horses, like say Denmark got a quarter semis last year. Good. That's what we mean by dark horse. Obviously, no one's going to win. Hungary's not going to win. Albania's not going to win. But if they go far, get out of that group, do well, maybe even win a knockout game, then that's a good year.
Well, you can literally win one game and get through, Yeah, you could win one game at 3 points, finish third, and you could get through the next round. Yeah. Get through the playoff and the round. So there we go. That's a bold choice for me, just for the crack. Golden boot keg, golden boot winner at the Euros. The odds, and just like this, right? For the odds of the favourites, England are favourites to win the tournament ahead of France at the boots today. Harry Kane is then obviously favourite to get the golden boot, followed closely by your Mbappe's. Havertz is up there for Germany. Who are you backing to score the most this summer?
So I think you've obviously got to kind of work the math on it. That obviously the teams that are going to go far are most likely to win the golden boot because you're going to play more games.
Or you've got an easy group.
And you absolutely smash them. So I think there's some good forward players. There's loads of good forward players, to be fair. I was having a look through them, and there's tons, to be fair, that you could put in contention. But I think you've got to kind of go with the logistics and think who's going to play the most games, who's going to go far, who's going to get to the final. And again, it's an easy answer, but I'd say Mbappe, just because I fancy France to, even if they don't win it, they'll go far. Yeah. And a player like Mbappe can score goals. People probably haven't even necessarily said it, but I wouldn't even rule out Ronaldo, because
I would never ever rule out Ronaldo.
He's the Euro competition's all-time top goal scorer by a distance, and 39 years old. But I think Portugal will do well; they'll get out of the group stage. But he's always a threat. He's still top class, scores penalties and free kicks. So I wouldn't rule out Ronaldo. I think he's always in with a chance. Obviously, Kane, if we go far, I think Kane can score some goals. But was it the Euros or the World Cup where Kane was a bit shit? It took him a little while to get into his groove, didn't he? It took him. I don't know if it was the
pen against France as well. I remember.
Blazed one out the bar. I remember that. I think he scored in the group stage, but maybe
he won the Golden Boot before that. Didn't he
won the Golden Boot in 2016, or 2018 World Cup. Yeah. But I think maybe it's the one afterwards. I took him a little while to hit the ground running.
I think it's going to be the same this year with Kane. I think he's been struggling with that back injury at Bayern. He struggled against Iceland. Listen, we still got beat off Iceland, but we did miss some sitters. Palmer missed a sitter. Kane missed a sitter.
Hosselu,
aye. He's shouting out Hosselu. You never know. He's there for the tap-ins off the bench.
He loves it.
That's what you're saying about Ronaldo. He'll just be at the back post, diving headers above everyone else, 9 foot tall.
Tackle him in.
Yeah, I could say
39 years old, loses him a frame, just bang, tap on it.
I'm saying it because I've said it's coming home. Jude Bellingham. I've got him on now, 21. Down for it. I think
20-1.
See what the problem is though with that is because of where will Southgate play him? Will he play him as an 8 again, which he has him before?
Yeah.
Probably won't play him as further forward. Like
I don't even really know what formation we're going to play. That's what I can't really work out where Foden's going to fit in.
Nah, well, he's going to play the 4-2-3-1, or is he going to play 4-3-3, or that's the thing, isn't it?
So 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1, you probably have Bellingham and Rice sitting there, or
I wouldn't want Bellingham sitting though.
Or the 3 will be Bellingham, Rice, Foden. Is the 3? Or he's going to play forward on the left wing. We don't even know, do we?
I didn't really like the dynamic. I didn't really know what like the fit is. So yeah, I think obviously Maths is going to tell you that Foden's going to play on the left. But I feel like he's wasted there. Like I don't want him to play there.
Premier League player of the year is a number 10. Play him as a fucking number 10.
But do we play with a number 10? Because Bellingham's probably best as a number 10. So I think, and it would kind of maybe come to a bias in some way, but I would like a 4-3-3 with Rice as your holder. And maybe I don't like it because it's a bit too attacking, but you play Bellingham and Foden as centre mids or kind of 2 number 10s.
8s and 10s type of.
Yeah. And then
halves.
And then on the left, you play the Premier League's best left winger, which is Anthony Gordon.
Yes, you do.
But am I biased? Have I got my goggles on?
Well, even if Gordon's not having a good game, bring him off. Bring Ezzy on. I'm all right with that.
That's not a bad point.
If
you put Foden on the left, out of position, not getting his best potential, is Gareth really going to play Bellingham and Alexander-Arnold as centre mids?
He might do. He's been playing.
That's what I think. My prediction is Bellingham, Rice, Trent with Foden, Kane, Saka.
Yeah, I think
that's my predicted team. But
I don't think you'll stop.
I don't know about that. I think that's our best team. In all honesty, putting Gordon in. But yeah, on paper it's probably not because you're keeping Alexander-Arnold out of the team.
I think it's harsh on Palmer as well because he's had an unreal season.
Palmer should start really, but
so that's what I mean. When you're saying these players, we can't fit Gordon and Palmer and
it's a good problem to have, but
it's just the defense that's a bit crap. But
defense,
all these
than
players,
Rice, like Manu, Wharton, are they ready to start?
Nah, I don't think they like. Manu offers a good balance, but yeah. Another one I was going to mention, to be fair, quickly, is with Germany being the home nation, with them having Scotland and Switzerland in that their group, I fancy they get a few goals. I think a Havertz or a Wirtz could be worth a shout out. I think Havertz for tap-ins and stuff. Get opportunities on a play, be a one-on-one.
I was looking at them too, Wirtz and all.
I like Havertz as an option. He's full of confidence. He's always done well in the German shirt. He just struggled. Benji,
Big Benji,
Benji Sesko, now he's staying there, isn't he?
Aye, committed his future.
Committed himself to Leipzig. Good on him. Come to the 2 next year, hopefully. I'm going to spend some FFP money. But I'm going to say Golden Boot winner, Bellingham. Fuck it. There we go. Who did you say? Mbappe.
Go with the easy. Go with France as the winner. Mbappe is the Golden Boot winner. But yeah, I'd like nothing more than it not to be. That's just my prediction. I'd love it not to be.
Simulator.
Yeah.
Anyways, final question. Southgate's future. Should he stay? Should he go? Put it this way. Go now.
Go.
If he wins it, though, is it still going to be time to go? Shout out, Claude, R.I.P. Because imagine he's the first manager to bring it home since '66. It's actually outside Wembley.
Yeah.
You give him it? Game on.
Even if he wins it, I still think it's difficult.
Time for a change.
Yeah. When did he get it? Was it 16?
He's been in the job 7 odd years, man.
It's not longer.
17 he came in, didn't he? After
who's on
Hodgson, 2016, Iceland thing.
Hodgson was on.
Hodgson and Gary Neville.
Oh yeah, 18 was his first tournament, and we got to the semis.
17 he's been here.
Yeah, I do think it is time for a change, but I think if he wins it, that's a headache for the FA. Because he should warrant more time. He should be given maybe a new potential 4-year contract. Get through the next World Cup and Euros, see what he does in there. But
it's hard to sack.
It's hard to sack the winner
and stuff. I think but if you win it, it's how can you really get rid of him?
And
this money you come in from, then it's fun. There you go.
Yeah. And this is another conversation that we could do another fucking entire podcast on. But who replaces him? If we sack him, who's in line?
I would go.
Because he came up from the under 22s or 23s or 21s or whoever it was. So it ended up being fucking 80 Boothroyd or something.
Lee Carsley.
Lee Carsley.
80 Boothroyd, man. How'd you?
But Eddie Howe's the best English manager.
Yeah, you're not getting him.
By far. You're not getting him. So in everyone after like Capello and Sven, everyone wanted English. I couldn't give a shit. Like I'd go for him. I'd go for him.
Well, listen to this. This is what I would do, and this would give us a trophy. What I would have done.
I'd go Jose.
Well, that would have been another shout. Now he's doing up kebabs in Fenerbahce. I would have got Thomas Tuchel in for this tournament. I would have got rid of Southgate after how crap the qualifying thing was, or even after the disappointment of the World Cup, bottling the game against France. Obviously, he was buying. But the opportunity to come to get Tuchel in, German manager, in Germany, could have won England the Euros. Tell you now.
There's a shout there for a pretty good English unemployed manager at the minute, Graham Potter.
All right. Better than Southgate. He's achieved more than Southgate. Because I always say this. If Southgate left England,
it wouldn't be flashy.
Southgate left from Man U because his mate's there. You know that probably get given Southgate a job unless you're like a Southampton or a Sheffield. Or...
But didn't he now prior to England?
Exactly.
Like, he won a League Cup, I think, in 2006 or something with Middlesbrough.
No, that wasn't him. That was McLaren when he won the League Cup.
Did he play?
He played.
He played. Oh shit! So he didn't even win now.
No, didn't win
so
now.
He's won now. Got the England juniors job, then got promoted to senior. I don't even know how he got that job in the first place. To be fair, but
Potter's it wouldn't say. You would need a serial winner, man, and we need a tactician.
Tuchel's a good shout. To be fair,
Tuchel's a tactician. He changed the game at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about being English.
I don't care if he's German, fucking Saudi Arabian, Scottish, whatever. Get Sir Alex Ferguson at retirement. I mean, he won a trophy. I don't care.
Get Keegan back.
Aye. Should never been sat in the first place. Right then, that rounds up tonight's podcast. Went on for a while. Shout out to everyone that is tuned in. Thanks very much for listening. Please do subscribe to Magpie Channel TV if you haven't already. Drop a like on this one. Remember, you can listen to this on all audio platforms as well if you have been listening on Spotify, etc. Thank you very much. As always, cheers to Anarchy Brewery. War beer is available on the QR code in the link in the description. warflags.org.uk. Sport war flags and drink some quality beer at the very same time. Yeah. Keg, see you on Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to cheers you, but you're
time I'm fresh out.
Yeah, give us an empty. Hang on. Yeah, we'll be there on Sunday. NX Newcastle.
We will
come and join me.
Come and join me. Tickets for just £1 at the minute. Flash sale. Me and Nobby Solano on stage. What more could you want? Right. Cheers, everyone. Enjoy yourself.